current project that we're completing just this month is the culmination of 7 years of building and renovation throughout the entire facility.
It was a very complex project in the sense that we had a full-blown emergency room working, a full-blown pharmacy and laboratory and diagnostics. It all had to be kept running while we were knocking down walls and moving them to temporary spaces. There was a risk involved. Spending $4 million to expand the emergency department of a small rural hospital. This project was the largest single construction project in Cochise County in 2013. Another great aspect of this project is it was brought in on budget.
We have increased the building size by 10,000 square feet. In that 10,000 square feet, we have increased the size of the emergency room. We have brought the CAT scan inside so that people can walk right to it instead of having to go out to the trailer. And we've added much more space for our laboratory, putting in new chemistry equipment and substantial new equipment into the lab to better render services to the community.
What was interesting about the emergency room development here is that we actually built a new building for them.
We've moved from that really cramped and suboptimal space into a brand new emergency department. And so now we have 9 beds.
But the day we finished and were permitted to operate that new section, that new building, we had to move them into it, simultaneously providing services to emergency patients that may be coming in. So that was a challenge. Everything in the new emergency room, all the machines, all the lights, all the phones, all the computers, that all had to work perfectly as we moved in, and it did.
And it has allowed us to create a flow model that we really think is unrivaled in this area.
We have created a facility that allows quick entry and quick exit.
The amount of time on average that it takes you to walk in our door to be evaluated by the triage nurse is 7 minutes. The time from when you came in the door to when you're actually seeing the physician is 17 minutes. And so that's hard to pull off. It really takes some operational efficiency. It takes a smart workflow to do that. It takes a good space to be able to fit those patients in quickly.
A lot of thought and planning went into that space so that we could have a central nurses station surrounded by all our patients, because we have glass doors to view all of our patients, and as well they have a clear view of us, how we're interacting, and so we have more accountability.
Then we increased the size of the laboratory as its volume has been growing almost 20% per year, putting in new chemistry equipment and substantial new equipment into the lab.
When I came here, we were in our old laboratory space still, and it was very tight, very difficult workflow for efficiency. And now the floor plan is much more open. We were able to gain a additional phlebotomy space where we can assist patients in a faster, more cleanly area.
It's very important in a rural area that you do have laboratory right here rather than sending it off to Phoenix, and we've been able to maintain that.
Because we have this new space, we can actually start to look at other tests we can bring on in-house. Of the laboratories that I've overseen, this is by far the nicest one to work in terms of ambiance, in terms of workflow.
Lab has a separate waiting room where you can go in and get your tests done and then just walk out the front door.
Our lobby with the marble that we've put in there, it's just beautiful.
All the while we had our main parking lot shut down as well, so there had to also be a very large public relations project going on as well to keep the people and the community informed.
Now we have a space that really works for the staff and makes it easier for the flow and for everybody to take care of our patients in a more efficient manner.
The old pharmacy space was in a shared hallway with the emergency room and the lab, right in the middle of them. We had to hide medications that the nurses needed in drawers and buckets and baskets because we just didn't have the same space that you see now. As far as the new space goes, I'm still close to ER. It's large enough to hold all of our medications on shelves in obvious spaces, so when nurses need to come and find them, they've got easy access to find what they need. It's also allowed us to expand the type of pharmacy services we have. We've got several new pieces of equipment that's going to benefit the hospital. We've got automated dispensing cabinets going in a week or two.
We have brought the CAT scan inside so that people can walk right to it instead of having to go out to a trailer.
It was behind the hospital, right off from surgery. And it was a separate modular building, but we did still have to take patients outside, out the back of the hospital. Inclement weather, when you get called out at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, that was rough to take a patient out there.
The suite is huge for a CT suite. It allows stretchers in and out very easily, so any traumas that we get are able to be scanned a lot quicker. I have a 16-slice GE Brightspeed. It's very, very fast, and it allows us to scan patients at a percentage of the dose that we used to be able to scan in. CT, being in-house, allows us to scan patients much faster. For strokes, we try to get the scan done within 15 minutes of the patient arriving.
We're a lot happier with this.
There should never be a feeling that a patient's left on their own. I mean, that's really what gets seen, is what the patient experiences when they come in through the front door, and that has improved dramatically.
Having a first-rate hospital with high technology in place, modern facilities throughout that attracts top-notch professionals is sure a great way to start and a great baseline to offer future developers, people who are just interested in relocation.
We've oriented the services to be more volume related and accessible to the community.
Now with the expansion, we've doubled our capabilities almost in every area.
It shows the hospital moving to the future. And we have an integrated healthcare system, which is our clinics and the hospital are totally integrated. So we are positioned for the future of healthcare in southeastern Arizona.
I think we met the challenge, and here we are almost 2 years later, and the project is complete, and everyone I think is feeling very positive about the results.